Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager 4 stream. We are back with our Florida Panthers 2021-2022 series. We've been playing this since the start of the year, Jeff, and we still haven't won a Stanley Cup. What is going on?
We're getting closer, though, at least. We've built up a pretty solid team. The problem is now we're running into cap trouble because we've got all these big contracts.
Indeed.
And we're going to have huge problems at the end of this year because we've got Austin Matthews coming up, Barkov, Khrushchev,
and don't forget
and
Gaudreau. Although I think he's not hurt right
now.
Yeah. So Gaudreau's not hurt, but I think we got to move somebody here to create a little bit of room and, hopefully get somebody back. So we've kind of been cautiously looking, I think is a good way to put it. I guess maybe before we get too far, it's been a while since we've streamed because we took last week off because, playoff hockey and everybody's interested in stuff. So we gave up... who did we give up to Toronto? We let them go. And anyways, we got Toronto's first round pick and their third round pick this next year. And I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
We got...
I keep wanting to say Braden Point, but that's not right.
No, we got him for Trocheck. Come on,
yeah,
I can remember this.
It's just completely dropped out of my mind. Anyway, so we got a couple of extra picks we can maybe play around with moving. We signed Carter Hart, brought him in as our new kind of number 3 goalie, hopefully to become number 2 at some point. We traded away... I got to go to the transaction log because my mind has just stopped working for some things. We traded away Jordan Eberle back to the New York Islanders for Quinn Hughes.
The guy we lost to Toronto was Taylor Radish, by the way.
Taylor Radish, thank you. Man, that was not coming to me. CS Hi 312 in the chat says, hello, Jeff and Adam in chat. Hey, CS Hi, thanks for coming.
Hey.
Appreciate that. Just turning down the sound a little bit. So yeah, we traded away Jordan Eberle because we were dealing with some cap issues. We got Quinn Hughes, who kind of came in and good defenseman, basically 3-star potential, 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential is what consensus. We see him more as 2.5, 3.5, which also gave us a little bit of boost on defense, which we needed because we were sorely lacking some guys. Having let some
and
guys
most
go.
Importantly, he's cheap.
Yes.
$818,000 for 4 more years, so
absolutely
that'll help us a lot in keeping the budget down. But yeah, we've got to move somebody here, and I'm thinking one of the guys.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking the guy who needs to move is Gaudreau, and we should maybe even consider moving. Sorry, I gotta look at my strategy.
Barkov would be the other guy. At.
Man, Barkov's our number 1 center. I really don't want to move him.
Yeah, but I mean, if he goes, then Matthews goes back in the middle, and and Gaudreau's the number 1 center. So it's, the thing is, he's a couple of years younger than Gaudreau, and he's better than him. So I think maybe it's the first thing we should probably try doing is seeing if we can move Gaudreau for somebody. And you said you were looking at maybe Philadelphia.
Yeah, I was looking at people who are upcoming free agents. Now this is both restricted and unrestricted free agents, and I saw a name that popped off the list, which was, and now I gotta find it again, Jack Hughes, up and coming guy. He's only 20 years old, 4-star talent, 5-star potential. He's only got 20 points and 15 points a year before, but he's playing basically 4th line minutes, and I'm wondering if we can maybe steal him away. Philly's looking for right defense. So we're going to first off offer Gaudreau, but I don't know if Gaudreau has a trade. Oh, so I guess we're going to find that. No, he couldn't have.
Don't think so.
Gaudreau is a right... No, he's not. He's a left winger. And there he is. He's also gotten hurt a lot lately. And the Flyers say they cannot accept that much payroll. Huh.
Okay, but what we can do, if you look on the Flyers roster, they've got Oscar Lindblom, who's on the trading block for them right now. He's making $3.9 million. He's only got a year left. He's a UFA after this year, I think.
Okay.
So if you can drop him into the deal, that's going to be too. You're going to have to give up a lot more to get the two of them. But that's something, and we don't necessarily have to sign him next year, and he's probably not going to get 3.9 million after looking at the way he's been playing.
It says they will hardly likely accept that offer. I dropped in the first round pick from Toronto because I'd rather hold on to our first round pick, unless you think we should drop ours instead of Toronto's. Let's maybe hold on to the first round pick for a second here. They need defense.
Yeah, I'm just trying various things too, and I don't really. They're not. I think we may have to give up one of our starting defensemen to get something because our prospects, they don't seem to move when we offer it.
We don't have a lot of defensive prospects.
And it would have to be somebody relatively cheap on D. So
I'm just looking if there's somebody else. What about
Sebastian Aho?
But then we got to replace him. I've heard of Nick Hague, but
yeah, this is actually looking like I don't think we're going to be able to make this work. It's just Hughes is good enough. He said probably going to have a breakout year this year, even though he struggled the other couple of years, and he's cheap too. And that's just not somebody we're going to be able to get for Gaudreau.
Okay, what about Nolan Foote, 6'5", 3.5 stars for the Islanders? We've done a lot of work with the Islanders. They need a left winger. Ooh, this could work. Islanders can't take that much salary on. Oh, come on, Islanders.
They do have a few guys on expiring deals, though, with who are making a fair bit of money. I'm just trying to take a look at who exactly fits.
You want to take on Phil Kessel?
Maybe not, but who they got anybody else?
Brian Dumoulin, but he's on a 2-year deal, a 2-star defenseman. Cal Clutterbuck, there we go.
We could take Eberle back for his. How much is it? Okay, yeah,
no, Clutterbuck.
Yeah, Clutterbuck fits.
It still won't move it.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to offer something else in addition to Gaudreau. But
well, no, it says it's still
Clutterbuck is good there to get.
Take that much on.
Yeah, but find one more guy maybe to. It's got to be pretty close. So, if we just want to eat the salary, Del Zotto is down to 1.5 stars, and that gets that if you add Del Zotto, that balances the salary, and they'll actually do it. The three of them for Gaudreau even up looks like.
Okay, so it was Del Zotto, and who was the other one again? I'm trying to remember. Dumoulin? No.
Clutterbuck.
It's hardly likely they will accept this offer. All right, what if I threw
Brian's asking why we aren't watching playoff hockey because the Jets aren't playing.
Exactly. I mean,
it looks like Tampa's still up. I'm keeping an eye on the scores. Tampa's up 2-1, 8 minutes left in the third.
It says, okay. Says they're still not that interested.
Oh, it's saying hardly likely. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to put a draft pick in there, I guess.
For Sean Element as well. And how about Winnipeg's second-round pick? No. First-round pick? A well-balanced offer if we offered Johnny Gaudreau, Sean Element, and Toronto's first-round pick next year for Nolan Foote, Michael Del Zotto, and Cal Clutterbuck.
Okay, yeah, I mean, because we've got the cap space this year to handle Clutterbuck and maybe Del Zotto, and then that fixes the problem next year.
Toronto pick or our pick?
Who finished higher last year? Let me how the Leafs doing. I don't think the Leafs have been doing well in this, have they? I'm just checking their history. They were almost up.
Okay, I can offer a second.
92 points last year, and they missed the playoffs.
Okay, a third and a
I would
fourth
give them
gets it.
ours, and we keep Toronto's.
I give a third and a fourth, and I still get this is a well-balanced offer, so let's try that instead.
No, okay.
Maybe I can even kick in a seventh and see if that'll sweeten it. Nope. Okay. Remove that for now. Hit offer trade. All right. One of the other things of note is our defense is really lacking. We grabbed. So we got Ekblad, Dahlin, Carlson, Quinn Hughes, Jake Bean, Sebastian Aho, Pierre-Olivier Joseph, and then after that it kind of falls off a cliff. So is there
Take
any...
a look at the waiver wire right now.
Yes, that's one of the
it's the
reasons
start
why I
of the
stopped.
season, so there's a bunch of guys on that. Yeah.
So
And you could probably, if you can find maybe a 2-star that'll can add more or less insurance this year for us, but
there is not a defenseman on the first page. All right, so 2-star defenseman. First guy that pops up I see is Nick Hague. But Cal Fleury is also on the list. I don't think that's...
Ben Hutton there as well.
Yeah. But I think Cal Fleury might be the pick.
Yeah, he's only 22. I'm just looking if there's any other younger defensemen. James Greenway is only 1 year older than Fleury. But yeah, I think Fleury is probably the guy to go with.
Okay, so we're going to make a claim on him. And hope we get him. And I think that's kind of where we got to move. We're going to have to try and move somebody at some point. We're also not getting enough scoring, if we're being perfectly honest. Again, some of that's because guys get
we're kind
injured.
of hoping the younger guys are going to break out this year.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got we had a few guys who had decent rookie seasons last year, and then we've got other guys who are going to be who were in Springfield last year. Should score more for us this year.
So we, in fact, ended up getting Cal Fleury off waivers, so we're going to try and send him down. And NHL season preview. The Stanley Cup favorite is the Florida Panthers. And well, here's why Philadelphia didn't want to give up Jack Hughes. They're hoping Jack Hughes pushes them in being able to being a capable contender. Well then, that explains why they were not willing to let him go.
Yeah, I mean he's had 2 pretty bad seasons so far, but he's at 4 stars now, so
yeah,
he should have a huge one this year.
So right now we have 24 players. We need to send someone down, so I guess we're going to be sending down... Do we keep Cale Fleury up, or do we send Jacob Larson down?
Actually, you might want to send Pierre-Olivier Joseph down. He's still waiver ineligible.
All right.
You're going to lose Larson or Fleury if you've got to send them down.
Yeah.
As long as Joseph's exempt, maybe he gets another half-star in Springfield. He didn't really have a big year for him last year, so it's not like he's too high for them, too good for that level.
All right. So that gives us Glenn Godwin as our backup. And let's just let the CPU run the lines and kind of see where everything lays. So Dahlin and Ekblad as our top pairing defensemen, I like. Aho Fleury as our number 2, and Jake Bean Quinn Hughes as our number 3 pairing. That's a bit surprising. In fact, I think I might change that.
Yeah, well, it's only... They're all pretty much on that after you get past Ekblad, either 2.5, 3 stars, other than the 2-star guys at the bottom.
All right.
And sort of mix and match, yeah.
So Alex Turcotte, who is our former number 1 pick, has made the lineup on our 4th line. Matthews, Barkov, Gaudreau, Huberdeau, Suzuki, Tippett, Kirchev, Hippomatami, Marcheshin, Turcotte, Vildari, Borkstrand. I actually don't mind any of those lines. We'll kind of see how
go
it
with that
goes.
to start with.
And I moved the ice times to 17, 16, 14, 13 just to keep a little bit. Just going to check my tactic suitability. Still Tarasov system seems to be the best bet for us. And the 2-3 system on defense, still 5 stars, which is excellent. Power play, still playing the Office, as I believe that is. We could play the Overload.
No, I'd stick with what we're doing. I mean, we're comfortable with them as long as it's still suitable for us. I would keep with it.
All
2-3,
right.
yeah.
Jeff doesn't want us to change, so we won't. And we continue.
As we are going to, if we were going to change, we should have done the start of the exhibition season when we could have gotten a little experience with it first. But at this point, we're right at the start of the regular season.
A couple of guys on waivers, no one of note. And the Islanders have looked at our trade proposal and said no, but it's close to being all right. So
Okay.
we can discuss it again and see if we can sweeten it just a hair more. Still looking for a left wing. We could dump another contract, maybe. Oh, if I add left winger Carl Wazenis, left winger, it says I think they will probably accept that offer.
I can try it.
So we'll do that then. And our first game is against San Jose. So we have, of course, Vezina-nominated goalie this year, Connor Hellebuck in net.
Yeah, pretty big season last year.
He did. He kind of... Apparently I had this set to slow, so let's speed this up. And say, let's go. Right. And we got the first shot on goal. P-Wog has joined the chat and started speaking nonsense, so I'm very confused. Wim.
You can just assume it says "Go Wings."
Go Wings, he tells us. Yes. All right, well, we're not losing after the first period. But they score, and it's 1-0. And we're actually losing every tactical category, Jeff. And they score again. 2-0. Tablet typo, he claims. People claims. That's a disappointing start. And it's 3-0. Not a good start for Hellebuck at all. And then Huberdeau scores. All right.
I'm about to trade him. Oh, no, we're not going to trade you. Huberdeau's a good draw. We're going to trade.
Yep. So 3-1 at the end of 2. Need the team to pick it up a bit.
And Tampa just made it 3-1 in the real game, so it looks like they'll go up 3-1 on New Jersey.
And it looks like we have lost this game as they finish an empty netter 4-1 loss. Sad. Taking a look, and game ratings, Quinn Hughes had a 41 game rating, including 35 defensive game rating. Ouch.
Okay, kind of rough for his first game with us.
Austin Matthews, 37 defensive game rating. Owen Tippett, 42 defensive game rating. We got our butts kicked up and down the ice, and that's about the only thing there is to say there. Well then. Vegas odds of winning the cup have shot up considerably, Savoy45 says in the chat. That's true. That's what happens when you win.
Yeah, so they were 4-1 now. Imagine if you had money on them in the start of the year when they were, what is it, 200 to 1, I think?
Something like that. But, again, we've said it before, and I'll say it again. Nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, I kind of wish I'd put $20 down back then.
And the Islanders cut a deal out from underneath us, and well,
What happened?
they traded Josh Bailey to the Red Wings for a third-round pick. Dallas traded Andre Palat to Washington for a third-round pick. And Bobby Ryan is traded from Toronto to Pittsburgh for a third-round pick. The Islanders, I thought they had maybe made a trade, but no, in fact, what they have done...
No, they did.
Well, I made another trade. They've instead waived the guys who we have been interested in Cal Clutterbuck and Brian Dumoulin. And by interested in, I mean we're willing to take.
Throw-ins. Yeah.
Yes. Ironically, Derek Brassard is also on the waiver wire.
And no response back yet from them on the trade offer, I guess?
Not yet. So we have a game. We'll throw Thatcher Demko in since we're starting off on back-to-backs. Sim this one out, and we get a win. 5-1. All right. That's much better. Matthews, Suzuki, Tippett score. Ekblad gets a couple assists. Matthews scores again. Tippett scores again. All right. Hey, that almost looks like we played as a team. Quick look at the ratings, and Quinn Hughes had an offensive game rating of 46, but was up to a 52 defensive game rating. So that's not bad. Alex Turcotte is having a rough start, though. 48 game rating, 49 offense, 44 defense. That's not great. Everybody played over 10 minutes, though, so that's perfect. And that's kind of what I'm aiming for, and would like everyone to play over 10 minutes. Before we were doing the stream, I asked Jeff, he asked if we were streaming this game, and I said, well, we could do this, or we could stream a 90-team NHL-style league and do a draft of a bunch of fictional players.
Yeah, it'd take a little while to get to the draft, I think.
If we went through pick by pick. Oh, okay. So if you remember, Derek Brassard gets traded for a third-round pick. All right. And Brendan Smith is on waivers, or gets a card on waivers. The Wild acquire Brian Dumoulin. All right, well, there goes our trade.
Was Dumoulin part of that trade?
Wasn't he?
I didn't think we had.
Okay, I can't remember anymore.
I don't think so.
So Aito Itaguchi, who was our 7th-round pick, a Japanese prospect, we brought him over and sent him down to We sent him down to the Vancouver Giants of the WHL, had a 5-point night in 15 minutes and 39 seconds of ice time.
Yeah, not a good start. Bad start for him.
1 goal, 4 assists. He has 6 points in 6 games. Which means he didn't have a great start otherwise, but hey, 5 points. Good for him. We have quite a few prospects we got. This was a good draft year for us. And really across the league. And so we'll keep an eye on that as we see Case McCarthy's point streak ended after 12 games. So he had 4 points in 5 games to start the year. Not bad. 1.5-star talent, 3-star potential. Hopefully he can continue to improve his game. And we have a game against Tampa Bay now, who hasn't won a game yet this year. They're 0-1-1. And we'll sim it out, and we lose 5-3 because Andrei Vasilevsky started getting hot, because that's fair. Up 2-1 after the first. The wheels came off in the third period. We give up 3 straight goals and go down, or 4 straight goals and go down 5-2.
Ouch.
Before Nick Suzuki scores one late, just under 2 minutes left to make it 5-3. Skyballer465 in the chat says, if Vegas wins, that would be unreal. I would be shocked if they're able to do it. It's not impossible, but I would be a little bit shocked.
Yeah, I mean, still got to get by a lot of good teams to get there. Nashville's waiting, and the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assuming
I didn't want to jinx you.
Assuming both Nashville and Winnipeg advance to the second round.
Yes.
Which is no guarantee yet. They are both sitting in comfortable leads, but that's not it's not over. Well, I guess Nashville's 2-1. So I mean, are they playing tonight? I feel like they're playing tonight. Did you say? I think you told me they're playing tonight.
No, that's the San Jose Anaheim game.
Okay.
The late one that's on the Golf Channel.
Right. Must be tomorrow.
Yeah, they're Boston, Toronto, Washington, Columbus. No, that's the only games tomorrow, and they're not till Saturday, like you guys.
Jets play Friday night, Jeff.
Oh wait, yeah, Nashville is playing tonight. No, I'm wrong. I'm off by a day. It's Nashville is. They just started. They're 13-24 in the first. Nothing.
And we lose again. 3-1 to New Jersey.
And something you should be doing here is renewing some of the 1 year left contracts. Give us a little better idea where our finances are going to be next year.
All right, we'll look at that after this Columbus game. Sim it out, and we get a win finally, 3-1. Back up, and we're one game closer to 500, 2-3 for the year. And our fourth line comes through for the first goal. All right. I'm kind of waiting to see if we get an answer on our trade, but ship might have sailed.
Yeah, if you don't hear anything in the next week or so, I think probably try to work something else out.
Wow, the Jets have waived Adam Lowry and Joel Armia. That seems very unlikely. I'm tempted, Jeff. I am tempted. How many contracts do we have guys under contract anyways? I think we got 39 guys under contract.
Yeah, we still got lots of room there.
You know, maybe we should put a claim in on Joel Armia for, how much is, 2.3 million cap hit. I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's a little expensive.
Yeah, it's a little too much. I mean, I like Joel Armia, but as a 13th forward, I don't want to pay that much money. Oh, Adam Lowry only recently came back to the Jets. That's why he headed over to the Swiss League for a few years. I think we'll just leave him there too. All right, so you want me to sign somebody. All right. Where is Austin Matthews? Austin Matthews is on 1 year, $8.19 million. He wants $10 million.
And for only 1 year, though.
Yes. Almost $11 million.
I think you may have to offer him. You may have to go with something a little different than that, unless you want him going as a UFA at the end of the year after paying him $10.5 million or $11 million almost.
Well, what do you want me to offer him?
See if he'll take at least 2 years, maybe more. You're gonna have to come You'll probably have to go to 11 million on the salary, though.
His one-way qualifying offer is 8 point. No, okay, we'll start off offering him 9.5. See what he says, and we'll offer him a 3-year deal. Because I don't imagine if we offer him more than that, he's going to be super happy. Ask for response, and he's saying no.
Oh yeah, he wants the bridge contract to get to the UFA status. So you may be stuck having to give him the 1-year deal.
He won't even do a 7-year deal, so I guess we're gonna be stuck with him for 1 year.
And try to get him re-signed next year.
Wants $2.42 million for 2 years. That's a lot of money for a guy who hasn't really produced yet. So we're not offering him a contract. Barkov wants only a 2-year deal as well for $8.38 million.
Maybe get him to come down a little bit on the price. 2 years is fine. But yeah, we're definitely going to need that space Gaudreau would give us.
Offered him 2 years at 8.08, and he was like, "Yeah, that's probably good enough." All right. Rough start.
Well, we got a lot of young guys in the lineup. It'll take a little bit to get them going, but once they do, I think we'll be fine in the second half. Be nice if Demko could get another half star or so, keep developing.
Yeah, and Barkov has signed, as has Matthews.
Okay, so at least we know where we're going to be next year as the salaries go.
Trading everybody away.
Yeah. But we know exactly how much we need to trade away now.
Everybody.
Not quite everybody.
Everybody, Jeff. Everybody. Another game versus Tampa Bay. We're probably going to get our butts kicked again because that seems to be how this is going. And no, we actually pull off the win. 4-3 in overtime. Tampa falls to 3-2-2, and we're 3-3-0, back to 500. Vincent Trocheck continues to try and rack up points, though. He's got 4 assists on the year.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much headed to be the worst trade we've ever made in one of these streams.
I don't know. I mean, it ended up with
a
first and a third round pick.
Yeah, I mean, if the Leafs hadn't done that to us and inadvertently given us the
and
decent
honestly,
return for him, but
Radish could easily be our first line right winger right now too.
Wouldn't be a very good first line, but I guess technically, yeah.
He's not bad. And the Jets are going nuts, waving more guys as they pick up Bobby Ryan for some reason. I'm pretty sure that is not a trade that Winnipeg absolutely would not make. And Sidney Crosby's done for 3 months. Well, then.
He's got to be getting pretty near the end of the line, too. Although it looks like he's still at 5 stars at 34.
Yeah. All right.
He's just rested for the playoffs.
Hellebuck pulls off a win, 7-2 over Washington. All right. And Johnny Gaudreau.
Okay, we're turning it around here at least.
4-star with the game-winning goal. And Quinn Hughes just got hurt for 3 months with a ruptured finger tendon.
Okay, well, that's what we got Fleury's insurance for, though, so.
Yep. Oh, John Carlson wasn't in? That's bad. So John Carlson's coming into the lineup. I had our assistant captain not playing.
Oops.
That's why you gotta check a little closer. So the good news is their defense is actually even better than what we thought. I'm excited. Game versus Boston. Chance to move even further above 500. Demko's in net. And come out and we win again. 5-2. All right. Our goalies still aren't getting hot, but at least we're scoring. Gaudreau with a hat trick. We piled 54 shots on net on Boston.
Well, he's pumping up his trade value.
I guess I should put him on the trade block is what I should do.
Yeah, you never know. You may get an offer for him that's half decent. You could shop him too and see if you get anything coming back, although you don't really usually get a great return when you shop the really high-end guys like Gaudreau.
Well, let's shop him anyway, see what he gets. And we got a bunch of trade proposals. Chicago offers us Ryan Hartman, who's still with them in this weird series, and a 6th-round pick. Not the worst deal. Hartman and his 2.5-star talent, 2.5-star potential, has 5 points in 8 games. Detroit is offering.
Really depends on the salary, so.
Detroit is offering Evgeny Shavenko 46 points in 82 games last year. I'm going to reject that. Kevin Hayes, reject. 21-year-old Jesper Kotkaniemi. That's interesting. Jesperi? Kotkaniemi. All right. I don't want Kasper Borkowski. Parker Witherspoon. Reject. San Jose offers Joe Pavelski. Reject. Reject.
Just because Pavelski's probably pushing 40 by this point.
37.
Getting close.
Julian Gauthier, probably big contract. Reject. Boone Jenner. Reject. Connor Sheary. Reject. Reject from Vegas. And no, reject. So the only trade, 2 trades. LA with Jesperi Kotkaniemi. 3-star. Still has 1 year left on his entry-level deal. Had 47 points last year. First year in the league had 21. Not bad. If you want a guy with controllable term, that's certainly not the worst. Ryan Hartman probably wants or has. Yeah, he's got too much money.
Yeah, I mean, I'll to save some salary here.
Or
Actually, I'm playing around with offers in the version of save I'm looking at. If you check on Houston, the expansion team you added, they've got a defenseman, Philippe Myers, 3 stars, 24 years old. He's relatively cheap. Contract's expiring this year, so he'll cost a little more after that, but they'll trade him even up for Gaudreau.
You know what? I think I'm going to say let's leave this for now.
Okay, well, you can wait until the trading deadline too. And just leave if you've got Gaudreau on the trading block.
I'm going to leave him on the trading block in case some offer comes of interest, but I think right now we might as well ride this out and see how it goes.
Yeah.
We have enough forward depth that we can let it play and call somebody up or move some guys around. Or maybe we'll get somebody good back in a trade too, you know. That's not impossible.
Yeah. Yep. Or we just stick with Gaudreau for the whole season and lose him to free agency at the end if we have to.
Very possible too. A few more trades. And game versus Buffalo. Interesting. And let's see if we can get a goalie hot. Well, we didn't get our goalie hot, but we got the other guy because we gave up a shutout.
Oops.
This is the one problem with this game is we have the worst luck trying to get goalies off balance or whatever you want to say. No consistency. Cannot seem to get a goalie hot for a long stretch of time. And game versus Nashville, and then Tampa Bay again. We have Hellebuck in net for Nashville, sim it out, and we win. They have a goalie in net whose name I can't even pronounce. Carl Vejmelka? That would be my best guess. 4-1 win. Alright. And game versus Tampa Bay. How do you spell this, Jeff? How do you say that name?
The Czech guy in Nashville?
Yeah, well, the goaltender.
I'm guessing Vemelka, but I got my NHL guide here. Let me look it up.
Are you telling me that's a real name?
Yep.
I had no idea. I mean, I'm not surprised. Overtime loss versus Tampa Bay. Not bad on a back-to-back. So that keeps us at 13 points. And ahead of Tampa Bay. In fact.
I was right. Vemelka.
Okay, well then I was right too. So I think that's what I said. Or very close to what it was I said. What are you smirking about? I can hear that across.
You get one right once in a while.
Man, when it's pronounced the way it looks, that's how it should be. And Pittsburgh, Chris Letang gets injured. Man, we're having a pretty nice little schedule here with a lot of break. And let's see. All right, game versus Boston. And we'll leave Hellebuck in net. Austin Matthews having a good start to the year. 11 games, 17 points. Unfortunately, we lose in overtime. 3-2.
Still a point at least.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm curious to see what our owner's reaction is going to be. Versus Columbus, 3-4-10. We currently are sitting, by the way, in 8th spot in the conference. Tied for 8th, really. It's very tight so far.
Could be better, but I mean, we had that really start, so We're turning it around. It should go higher than that.
Another overtime loss as we continue to heat up other goalies. We get 44 shots on net and can only score 4 goals. But we give up 5. I don't know. Making it tougher than it needs to be. So, Jeff, also big news, Calgary fires their head coach. Who is the next head coach of the Calgary Flames?
And would anybody actually want the job?
Oh, that is a good question. I actually heard somebody brought up, I don't remember what I was listening to exactly, but somebody brought up the thought of them bringing back a Sutter. And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the first thing I would think of too, but
And nobody's going down on our development report, so that's nice. Turcotte, through 13 games, has 1 assist. Come on, Turcotte, step your game up. Ooh, Brent Kemp, good start to the season. 23 games played in the AHL, 23 points.
pretty solid, yeah.
That's a guy who knows he wants to get
He's
promoted.
actually 2.5 stars now, so he's probably the first guy up if we call somebody up.
He was at 2.5 stars. We signed him as a free agent. And just taking a quick peek. Okay, Caleb McKenzie's making some strides. Harlan O'Halloran, WHL, 13 points in 16 games. Good start for him.
Not bad.
Considering he only had 35 points in 72 games, oh yeah, that looks great. Morgan Kuava, 3 points in 13 games with Brandon. Not outstanding, but Vyacheslav Tobiska, 14 points in 15 games. One of our first round picks this past year, playing for the Calgary Hitmen. Huh, where's the other guy?
Which other guy?
Our other top pick, Patrick Jorge. 4 assists and 4 games played. Alright. Trying to think of his name. Didn't want to come overseas. Wanted to continue to play in the Under-20 Swiss League, I believe that is.
Yeah, looks like it.
But a 5-star potential guy, we don't need to rush him either. Hopefully he'll be able to, kind of jump in, step into a spot 2 in the not too distant future. But he's going to need to grow his game. All right, board confidence update. Before I click on this, do you have a guess, Jeff?
Slightly disappointed maybe, or not, we could be doing a little bit better.
Thinks your season has proceeded promisingly so far, and you should continue to do your work. Your record at 6-4-3 continues to confirm this impression. And he looks forward to our long term. So, that's good. Also of note too, we are in the last year of our contract. So, we don't want to screw that up.
Yeah, and we also don't want to miss the email telling us to renew.
Absolutely.
Assuming we get one.
2-1 win against Montreal. Because take that, Montreal. And continuing. Actually, one of the things I thought was interesting was they were talking about possible coaches, and I mean, Dave Tippett's name came up, obviously, for Calgary, and
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of a no-brainer. But even though he's still under contract, there's very good chance if Washington gets eliminated and they're not in the Stanley Cup final, they'll probably let go Barry Trotz, even though it's likely not his fault. And
But you can't blame Ovechkin, so Trotz has to go.
Yep. So he could be available. It's also more than likely Bruce Boudreau could be available out of Minnesota as well.
Only kind of old and wants to spend a Calgary in your 50s.
Well,
it's cold there.
That's what the Flames are feeling
Didn't they get
right
snow?
now, too.
It was a snow the other day.
3-2 win versus Colorado. All right.
And San Jose
no.
in the...
Connor Hellebuck got hurt. Hip adductor strain.
How long?
Day to day.
Oh, you okay? That could have been bad, because we've got not really great backups for him at the moment. Although maybe Carter Hart gets his first NHL game.
Well, Thatcher Demko's 2 stars, and he, every time he plays, he seems to win games for us. So.
Just going to say San Jose is up 1-0 on Anaheim in the first, and Nashville, Colorado just finished the first, and Nashville's up 1-0. So San Jose hangs on. That series is over.
Oh, I know something amazing. Roberto Luongo is still playing.
Yep, I noticed that. Still playing for the
Houston.
I think he's finally done with that Vancouver contract, isn't he? He must be by now.
Be pretty close. So Hellebuck's hurt, so we currently either need to send somebody down. Oh, no, we don't. We're fine. All right, so I'm going to dip down to Springfield, and actually, first off, going to look at how they're doing standings-wise. And they're currently in second, 14-10-1. Second in the Atlantic Division. Good for them. Finally motoring along. Take a look at the roster here, see how they're doing for points. Stats summary. Kemp's leading the way. Nando Eggenberger also right behind him at 20 points. Good, that's what you like to see. So I guess we're going to bring up Carter Hart. Wow, Carl Wazeness is really upset about playing in the AHL, but that's too bad. And so gonna switch this, put Demko as a number 1, Carter Hart as our number 2. And Demko, having to step into the game, loses against Edmonton. We only get 17 shots on net and lose 3-2. Not a great start, Jeff.
Maybe try. Yeah.
Need to step up
Maybe
game.
try hard.
And let's see. Of course, Carter Hart needs a number. He can have number 1. That's no problem. All right, a few more moves. Steve Mason gets moved. Seeing a lot of goaltenders move. And some of them moving for high picks, but part of that is because this game, we've been playing it so long. This was on the original database of FHM4, which
close to it if not.
Didn't have super strong draft classes initially. When you got a few years deep. So teams are willing to pay, I think, a little bit more for goalies who maybe aren't quite as good as they could be. Back-to-back games we got versus Vegas and Boston. Hellebuck is close, but we're not going to rush him into a game. Demko pulls off the win 4-2 over Vegas. We still get the other goalie hot and not ours because, of course, we do. And Alex Turcotte is feeling better about playing right wing. All right. And game versus Boston. Do I give Carter Hart his first start, or do I just play 89 fitness Thatcher Demko?
I'll go with Hart.
Have a heart? We'll have a heart.
Yeah.
Versus Boston, playing Tuukka Rask, who's hot, of course. Sim it out, and Hart actually does his best, only giving up one goal. Unfortunately, we lose in a shootout.
So he actually got a shoot. So was it
2-1.
1-1 and 2-1? I thought you were saying it was a 0-0 until then. That would have been great for him.
Wow.
But still a pretty solid debut.
Yeah, you
gets a point for us.
That's that is pretty darn good. You can't really complain too much about that. You can't ask the guy to do much more. You stepped in and just our team kind of didn't get the job done around him. All right. And we can see a few more things are happening here. And just kind of advance here. You know, we've been on for about an hour. So with this stream, we'll probably be ending here shortly. And I'll probably advance it up to kind of close to the trade deadline again because, you know, we're cruising along 9-5-4 for 22 points. You know, we're currently sitting 5th in the Eastern Conference. And, you know, 4 points out of first. New Jersey's
gradually improving.
And Johnny Gaudreau is day to day. Oh, man. That's rough.
No, we haven't been doing too bad for injuries so far, aside from the Hellebuck thing.
Yeah, so we're going to put Glenn Godwin in. And I'm going to bump Turcotte all the way to the first line, see how he does in this one game. And sim it out, and we get a win. Heat up their goalie. Just Turcotte pick up a point. Glenn Godwin comes in and stays on the power play because I didn't replace him, and it sets up Austin Matthews. And Turcotte picks up an assist with Matthews. On for the empty or even strength goal. All right. Not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah, I'll advance it ahead just so we can continue on this and, you know, hopefully get close to finally winning a Stanley Cup here at some point.
It'd be nice.
Yes.
However, we did finally win a championship in our other game.
We did. And
WHL game with the Brandon Wheat Kings won both the WHL championship and the Memorial Cup. So we will probably be moving on to a different game next week. Haven't decided exactly what yet, but we'll, since we've gone as far as we can go with that one, really, because it's going to be pretty much rebuild time after this, and that won't be too exciting to watch. I think we'll switch up to something else for next week's game.
Taylor Radish has a big game. 3 goals, 1 assist for Toronto in 11 minutes and 50 seconds of ice time. In 19 games.
So it's only...
he's had 6 goals and 5 assists for 11 points. So he's
pretty much back to where he was before we got him, and
he's not doing anything too amazing though. That's the good news. But yeah, so we'll keep moving. Yeah. If I do finally get an offer for Johnny Gaudreau, and you know it's something that is of interest, I will be putting up a question on Twitter asking you what you think we should do. Lose versus a loss here. That's disappointing. All right. So while this is going, I'll just start the exit. Unless you have something else, Jeff.
No, can't think of anything. I'm going to vote for Gudu on going back to the 80s and next week. I'll think about it.
It's very possible. So, thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments. You can also find us on Facebook. We are facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey. Also on our Twitter profile, you can find a link to our Discord channel where you can come talk about Franchise Hockey Manager as well. Or come on down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to our official forums and talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, MLB Manager, or anything else you want to talk about. Jeff, did I miss anything?
No, I don't think anything. And still 1-0 in both of the real life games tonight. So probably will let us watch shows now.
Absolutely. So, thank you very much for tuning into another stream, and we will see you all again next week.